You see that guy with the 2 Bugattis, a jet, and a multi-million-dollar house? Yeah, that's me now, but this isn't how it started. Back then, I was just another kid, showing up to class, working a 9 to 5, living with my parents. I wasn't special, but I just wanted more. The same dream that most of you have right now, to change your life. See, I didn't come from money, I didn't win the lottery, and I definitely did not get lucky. What I did was make a decision that no matter where I started, I decided where I would end up. And this is where it all began. Soon, baby.
I want the money in the cars in the clothes. I suppose I just wanna be successful.
Honestly, it feels weird driving by here. I have not been to campus since I dropped out of college, what, 5 years ago, 6 years ago? I mean, I've passed by like the outer street in the Bugatti just one night because I just happened to be going around this way, but I don't know, it's kind of weird that I'm actually gonna go back into the campus. I'm like very superstitious, you know, I don't like going back to where I used to be because I feel like it holds me back and it sets me back, but I feel like it's time to do this video because this is where it all started. College. And this is where and this is where it all started. MDC, Miami Dade College, as you guys can see right here. This, boys, is where I came to college. This, shout out to Miami Dade College, because this is where I realized that I was just not going to be somebody that was going to have a regular job. I was not going to be somebody that got a degree. I wasn't going to be somebody that was going to be normal. This school made me realize that. And I remember coming into college fresh out of high school, because in the eyes of my parents, in order for you to be somebody successful, you have to go to college. And if I didn't go to college, my parents were gonna kick me out of the house. So like literally fresh out of high school, took the month of summer, whatever it is, and then I went right into college, which was right here. And I remember that I was not used to actually taking school serious, right? In high school, I would skip class every single other day. I would leave school early because I had a job when I was in high school, and I would leave school early to go to my job. And I just pretty much only had like 2 classes. I would leave school after like 3-4 hours, which is great, right? Because I would just go do whatever I want. But I got used to not doing anything and just getting by and pretty much graduating. Like I was really living life however I wanted. Like nobody could tell me anything. All my parents cared about was school, and as long as they saw a degree, they didn't care how I got it. As long as they saw that I graduated high school, they didn't care how I graduated. And I took that same energy to here. And boy, was I wrong. Was I hit with a reality check. None of my friends from high school came to the same college that I did. Everybody that were my friends, they either didn't go to college or they went to a different college. So I was kind of the only guy doing this new thing. I met new people here, and it just really wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Being the kid that does whatever he wants in high school, being a problematic kid, you kind of think you're a rebel and then you pretty much could do whatever you want. But college isn't really like that, especially when you actually have to pay to be here, financial aid. And I don't know, it's just like a big reality check for me. And that's when I had to find like a different solution to life, right? Because I knew I did not want to come to college. I did not want to be somebody that just gets another degree, because at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, I get this degree, then what? And I have to go get a job? Like my goal was to be a cop, like literally do this right here, be a police officer. And I love law enforcement and I believe in them, and I think it's all great, but I just didn't see myself working 1 hour for $25 or $50 or $75 or $100. I just didn't see my time be valued at something. I saw my knowledge and what I'm good at be valued at something. And I just didn't know what that was at that time or what it could be. And this is where it all started. This is literally where I was forced to make that decision to be a bigger and better person. It's not really superstitious, right? Like I have not, like I'm gonna open the door with my pinky.
You don't want the germs on you.
No, I don't want this energy, bro. Bro, I have not walked in here since I dropped out. This is where I spent half of my time learning how to make money online, because I couldn't be home, I couldn't be at a job, because my parents were tracking my location and they saw that I had to be at a college campus in order for me to still be living at the house. And the location says that I was at school, I just wasn't in class because I was already gonna fail anyways, and I couldn't watch videos in class. I couldn't do anything else other than just pay attention to the teacher, and I could give a shit what the teacher was saying. So I would spend my time here in the library, have my headphones on. I was in like one of the corners over there, and I would just basically be figuring out ways on how to make money online. So this library, see that me in here, bro. This library saw the beginning, early stages of Alex Gonzalez learning how to make money online. Like, what is money online? What is a business? What is everything? It's just kind of learning something aside from reading English, from what is the square root of pi of whatever. Like, this is where I started to actually understand real world things that were going to lead me to become successful, not just be another robot to solve solutions. So I would sit in one of these cubicles right here in the library. Right. Literally right here. Or right here. No, go ahead. I was already there a couple years ago. 7 years ago, when I would study in this library, I would be sitting in one of those cubicles right there. Crazy. Not once in my fucking life that I come in here and say, yep, how to cleanse your body and your mind. Jeffrey?
That sounds like a good book.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie, Jeffrey, this looks like a great book for where I am in now in life. But an 18-year-old should not be reading this. The evolution of human sex differences. Yo, we were monkeys, dude, at one point of our life. 100%. You don't believe in that?
Probably not.
What do you mean, bro? To me, if I would ever read a book, I need to see pictures. No pictures? No read. Why am I touching things, bro?
No, don't put it on me. I ain't coming.
You think I want it? Who's gonna pay for the fucking Bugatti? You know, I came to college here.
Oh shit, for real?
This is literally where I
Humble
began.
beginnings,
Yeah,
huh?
which is such a fucking coincidence, bro.
Dude, we literally just came here because we're like eating late from class and we're like, dude, he was like, what the fuck are those guys doing? I'm like, wait, that's fucking Alex, bro. No.
Well, guys.
Hey, bro, do you mind if we take a picture?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, bro. Let's do it, bro.
This is fucking crazy, bro.
This is crazy.
Like, I walked
just
down
take
these
a,
same
both
halls,
pic-
bro, and I was
like
just another
pictures of both of
student.
us, just
Yeah,
not like,
both of
Bro. All right, so we're pulling up right now to the cafeteria. This is where I would like, when it was like too hot outside and I didn't want to eat outside or be outside, I would be here. This is how you know I came to a small college. This is the cafeteria.
That's it?
Yeah, this is it. This is the whole cafeteria. You would have this kind of little store here that was connected. I guess they put a glass now or whatever. But yeah, this is where I would spend my other 40% of the time. And then I'd spend 10% of the time on another spot. But I would just sit anywhere here. The chairs, everything was displayed very differently. I guess it was like a bigger one of these tables. This was like a couple years ago. This was like 6 years ago. So I didn't want anybody to see my computer. So I would literally just sit right here and just have my back to the wall and just be on my computer like a little freak. It was literally like right here. I would get hungry, get up, walk up to the little bakery, get some food, sit back down, and when my class was supposed to be over, I basically would get in my car and leave. This cafeteria is where I spent 40% of my time when I wasn't at the library. Yeah, this is it. All right, so this is the class where I was sitting, like, bro, I even get goosebumps, bro. I was literally sitting, like, these are brand new desks, bro, because they used to not be like this at all. I was sitting right here in this same, not this same exact chair, but it was this spot. I was second to last on the second row. Bro, it's crazy how 7 years ago I was in this same exact seat as a fucking regular kid. Bro, bro, yeah, you can't make this shit up, bro. Look at this, look at your boy. Bro, she was 100% knocking out. Like that, dude, she was literally right here falling asleep. Look at this. That is your boy, Alex Gonzalez in college in this same exact seat right there. Filming his classmates fall asleep, bro. Bro, let me see if I still like 100%. 100%. Bro, I'll knock out. You give me 5 seconds, I'll knock it out. Bro, I would be like this. I remember it was a Tuesday morning, 7 in the morning. This was the first class that I had when I would come to college. And I remember I would just come to class, and I would just literally be here and I would just be sitting like this and just days off, fall asleep, or just literally be looking at the floor or be on your phone, because you could be on your phone in college. And the day that the professor told me, and he came up to me, I remember he walked right down this aisle right here. He walked down the side and he came up to me. He's like, hey, look, he put his hand on my shoulder. He's like, hey, look, Alex, just letting you know, you can pretty much ace every single test from this point to the end of this semester, and you're still gonna fail this class. Just letting you know. So you don't have to come back. You wanna go ahead and renew. He was very polite about it, but he's basically said, you're screwed. And I looked at him and I said, sorry, sir, I'm gonna try my best to at least make up for last time, do some extracurriculum, whatever the fuck I said. He walked back, and then from that point forward, something shifted in my mind, because like this man has literally like manifested, and he embedded in me that I was a failure. And I know I'm not a fucking failure. I know that I'm capable of doing whatever the fuck I want. And I know I'm capable of being successful and being the best version of myself. And that's where the mission turned on, to show that motherfucker that I'm not a failure, to show that motherfucker that I can do whatever the fuck I want, when I want, how I want. I just have to figure out what I'm good at and how I can capitalize that skill. And I don't regret him telling me that one bit. I am actually grateful that he came and told me that, because if he would have never told me, he would have just let me fail, and then who knows what would have happened from that point on. Maybe there would be no Alex G. Maybe there would be no FX Alex, the best trader in the industry, or the crazy turning $100 into $1 million. Who knows? But I would say that that created the perfect storm for me to turn into the new version of myself, because I know I'm not a fucking failure. And just because I'm not good at reading whatever the professor wants me to read out loud because of my accent, or because I'm not good at solving a complex math equation, that doesn't mean I'm not gonna succeed. That just means I'm not good at doing this textbook bullshit. But I'm good at real life situations, real life money making decisions, real life risk. Not how long did the train get to point B if X, Y, and Z is the square root of 5. Who gives a fuck? I don't know, I just don't understand how somebody can stand in a fucking classroom. Like, bro, I stand right now in front of auditoriums with thousands of students. And when I stand in front of an auditorium with thousands of students, I want to get the message across that you could also be successful. You can also become the best version of yourself. How the fuck can somebody, some old dude, just stand right here and say, you need to understand what is the square root of 5 for you to actually have purpose in life? It's the wrong message to the people. Like, the people that are gonna change this world are gonna be the new youth, the new me, the new you guys watching this video. And you being forced to learn something that you're never gonna use in a real life situation, I think it's the biggest waste of time ever, and it gets your mindset churning in the wrong directions. So, I don't know, man. And I'm talking out there for like the people that want to, I don't know, let's say you want to be a cop like I did. Why the fuck do I have to be studying math, dude? Like, why do I have to be studying English? I don't need to learn any of these stuff. Like, if you're gonna be a doctor out there, if you want to be a first responder, I get it, right? Like, you guys, I salute to you guys. We appreciate your guys' service. Your guys is different, and your guys' purpose is different, and that's what you guys want to do. But to people that are just getting started into their journey, I just don't think giving them all this unnecessary curriculum is gonna lead them to even know where they wanna go. I wanna leave a message to the people that come to this fucking class tomorrow or whenever the fuck, and they know that they don't have to be here to become successful. That's exactly what I'm gonna say.
You should put a quick signal on there.
I am. Yeah, I'm actually in a trade right now. Bro, you know what it is that I'm up right now? $153,000 on the trade. In one single week, I'm making $154,000 a week. And the person that was fucking teaching me here in this class right here was barely making $50,000 a year. Why would I ever take advice from somebody that is making 1/10 of what I make on a week, him making it a year? Makes no fucking sense. You don't have to be here to be successful.
Well, back in the day, legend says it that the teacher was making more than you.
Yeah, okay. You don't have to be successful.
Sus. I think it was with one L, but I mean,
Fuck.
the extra L's.
We're always taking extra L's. By your boy, Alex G. Motherfuckers. Dude, did they hear the Spanish music? Well, that's how you know you're at a college in Miami, bro. They had Spanish music throughout this whole shit. That feeling once you became rich and never went to college.
Latinas.
They have a thing for Latinas? Oh, brother. You want to solve world hunger? You want to solve anything in the world? Get you some fucking Latinas. You'll solve anything. Alright, boys, and this is where I would spend the other 10% of my time. So when people are in class, I was out here because either the cafeteria was full, library was full, I'm skipping class, so I'm just out here. I'm basically waiting for 4 hours out of the day to go by so my parents can see that I am in college and that I am supposedly doing something, and they don't kick me out of the house. So I had nowhere else to go on the campus. It was a very small campus. So So I would just chill here. I can't remember which table. I know it was a table like this one. I would sit down on one of these tables with a backrest. I can't tell if it was this one over there. I'm sure they moved them around there. It's been a couple years. And I would just sit here by myself, exactly how this is right now. Like this is a weekday. Right now it is Thursday at 3 o'clock. Obviously I was here a little bit earlier, but you know, classes are still going. And I would just be here by myself because nobody wants to be outside in the heat. And I would just watch the classes, just figure out how to make money online. Because I had to make money before I supposedly graduated college, right? I had to become successful before my 2 years of going to college were done, because I was going to break it to my parents, hey, just letting you know, I do not have a degree that I graduated college, but I've been lying to you guys for the last year and a half, but I've made X amount of money doing this, right? That was my plan. My plan was to just fake go to college for 2 years until I made it. And instead of showing them a degree, I was gonna show them a paycheck. That's not how it went. I showed them a different paycheck from my other job, Dunkin Donuts. So let's go to my other job so I can show you guys how that went. All right, so in here we are driving into my old job, Dunkin Donuts. Yeah, that's fucking wild. You want to know something? Like, I've driven by here again. Like, I've been right out here in the Bugatti and a couple of cars for some videos, but I've never walked back into the Dunkin Donuts ever. From the day that I left that job, I've never walked back in. It's wild. I used to park my car right here. All right, so I used to work at this very Dunkin Donuts right here. I literally have pictures, we'll probably pop them up right now, where I would park my Infiniti. So I would literally either go to school really early in the morning or come to work very early in the morning. I think I worked 3 days out of the week, 4 days out of the week, and then I went to school the other days. So it was either early morning school or early morning work, or late afternoon school or late afternoon work. I would literally park my Infiniti right here, in the same exact parking spot. And it was crazy, right? Because everybody in the morning needs their donuts and their coffee in the morning. So I would have a line of people line up through this Dunkin Donuts, pretty much like halfway through this shopping center. And it was quick. It was me and 3 other guys just banging coffees out every single morning. It was very fast. And I remember, like, it got to the point where I was literally a machine, right? I wouldn't even have to ask the people for what they would want, because I would see the familiar faces and I can pretty much already predict what they're going to want. If it's a hot coffee, it's going to be a large with 2 sugar, 1 cream. Like, I just remember I would be a machine and I would look up and that's it. It was time for me to leave. And that was cool because it didn't feel like I was really working. It felt like I was a machine. But then I realized one day, and I'm like, holy fuck, I'm just wasting my time here. Like, I am literally just being a robot, just fulfilling these people's needs, and I'm not getting anything in return. Yeah, I'm getting my $8-9 an hour plus tip, which was terrible. And this was back in the day. Like, I know minimum wage has gone up, but I made shit money working here. Like, it was cool, right? Because I kind of had to deal with everybody in this block. So the Wendy's down over here, right? So you guys can see the Wendy's. So that Wendy's, I was boys with everybody around the clock on that schedule, and they would come get donuts or get coffee, get whatever they would want. And then I would get free crispy chickens. I would give the people at the Subway free everything. I would get free footlongs. The bank that I would use is the bank right here next door. This used to be a Wells Fargo. That right there was a Wells Fargo that I used to bank with. And I would get the money from Dunkin Donuts, and then I would just go and deposit it right into there. Like, everything was like I controlled, or at least I felt like it. And after working here for a year, I realized that I wasn't growing. I was just the same person. I wasn't making more money. I was in the exact same spot. And I would just like look out of this window and just be like, bro, I spend half of my day in here, and by the time I got out here, I'm so tired that I don't want to do anything else. And I was just trying to figure out ways how to make money online. Like, I'm super superstitious. Like, I will never walk back inside of this store ever again in my life. I'm good. Like, I'll stand outside, sure, but like, I would never go back inside that shopping center, because I did so much work to get out of that position. I took so much risk. So much time was lost of me inside of this place that I don't want to step back inside this store. So I remember as I was working at Dunkin Donuts that I would see like a pattern of people that would come in every single day, right? You had your people that would come in, and they were the 7 to 2, right? Then there was the 8 to 3, and then the 9 to 5, or 7 to 3, 8 to 4, 9 to 5ers. Like, it was a different type of people that worked in these different hours. And it got to the point where I would literally see the same exact people every single morning at the exact same time. I remember that there would be a group of people around 11, 12 o'clock that they would come in and they would ask for their coffee, they would ask for whatever, but they would hang around and they would just stay there. They would have their computers open, and what they would do is work from the Dunkin Donuts, work from the Subway next door, work from wherever, right? These people would literally just be on their computer. And I remember one day I was just like walking around mopping the Dunkin Donuts store, and I look over their shoulder, and one of the guys, I think he has like an Amazon store open, like it looked like he had a business, right? Because he had a website and he had like a spreadsheet. To me at that moment, I'm like, this guy has his own business. And another day, same exact thing. It was a different guy. He had like some charts on, so he could have possibly been a trader. But that let me realize that there's other ways to make money. And I don't have to be in this place to make money. I don't have to be inside of this facility, inside of this Dunkin Donuts to make money. I can be outside of here and still be making money, because these people are probably waking up at 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. By the time they get here, it's 11 o'clock in the morning. That's when they're starting their day. I like the idea of that. I like the idea of starting my day when I want to. I like the idea of being able to make money from wherever. And that's where this spark ignited in me to go and figure out a way on how to make money outside of Dunkin Donuts. Like, this is where it really started to click for me, that if I really wanted to scale and I really wanted to grow, I can't be here at Dunkin Donuts. I literally was a robot. Every single morning, I would just get I think the cup was on the right-hand side. I would get it, put it into the sugar machine, click one button, put it into the cream machine, click another button, put the cover on it, hand it to the person, and repeat that for hours until I would leave. And I realized after doing this for hours that I wasn't growing. I wasn't making more money. I wasn't learning anything new. I was just a robot, literally just whatever the order said, I was just fulfilling it, making it happening, and handing it to the person. I wasn't growing. I wasn't learning anything new. I was just literally doing the exact same thing over and over and over and over and over again, like a fucking idiot. And I would see these people come in maybe once a week, or sometimes they would come in and then they would be like in gym wear. The next day that they would come around, they would hang around, then they wouldn't come back for another 4 days, and it's just kind of their own schedule, and they would do whatever you want. And that is what made me really want to become a new version of myself, because being stuck in a place to then potentially make enough money to then go be stuck back at home didn't really mean anything to me. So as I'm feeling like a robot, I basically said, you know what, I'm gonna hit up one of my good friends, George, right? So you guys have probably seen George in the channel in the past, and he's been a really good friend of mine. He still is a good friend to this day. And I hit up George, and basically me and him are chopping him back and forth. George is well off. He has a family-owned business. He has a animal clinic, but he never really wanted to continue the family business because he just didn't like it at that time. And me and him kind of go back and forth, and we're like, bro, like we need to do something that we just invest our money and give it a little bit of time, and we make money from it, right? Like that. I think that's how the entrepreneur mindset works. Like, our goal is to invest money into something, and then that money make us more money. So him and I created our first venture, and we had a great idea. And let's just say it wasn't so great, and I've never really talked about it. And right now we're on our way to George for us to show you exactly what we did, because I think we did 5 different ventures as I started off my journey as trying to make money outside of Dunkin Donuts. I told him we're pulling up, but I don't think he knows what we're doing. Oh,
Going a little bit. It used to be only that.
yeah, I used to go to that door.
What's up, guys?
Boom. That right there.
No way.
Yeah. That's how you know we're getting started. So our first business idea, you want to tell them what it was?
So it was buy these 2 dogs, sight unseen, and another, where was it?
Yeah.
Philadelphia.
Yes. Yeah, our goal was to get both of these dogs and breed them, and then when we breed them, we would sell them. So like the babies, because they were popping, right?
Yeah,
like
they were.
The dogs were popping back then. But yeah,
Didn't work out.
Yeah, I think I took care of it for one night, and then you took care of it for one night,
And that's it.
and then we just got rid of it.
We got fed up like in a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We bought the dogs on this computer right here.
Yeah.
I went and I picked them up in the airport, remember?
You have videos of that.
I
remember.
Video, yeah, popular
Yeah.
videos of me picking them up. And then that was our first business, right? So the first business was the dogs. What was the second thing?
Airbnb arbitrage.
Yeah, that's right.
that was a fun couple of weeks.
Yeah, that was we got sold a big dream. Cause like the idea was there, right? So basically the way our Airbnb arbitrage works is you go to a renter, right? Like,
You go to a homeowner and you ask permission to Airbnb the house. That's
And
basically what we're trying to do.
how many cold people did we call? We called
Oh,
like,
we had a big list. We had a huge map of areas where we could do it, where we couldn't do it. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that was fun until it
was
wasn't. We went to one property. We're gonna go to the property now. Remember the one we went with that blonde real estate girl? Remember?
Yeah, that she hit the roof of your car.
Yeah. Because like we pulled up, this realtor, poor realtor, she has like no car. I guess she was like thugging it out or something. And we're like, yo, I got you. Like, we'll take you to the next spot.
We hit a bump.
Nah, because I had an Infinity at the time, you know. So like, that shit was.
But yeah, the drive was always there though.
Yeah.
We were trying to do something.
Yeah, the Airbnb never really worked out because, well, the house that we were actually looking at to do the arbitrage, it was old as shit.
Yeah.
It was made, what, in 1920?
Yeah, it was old.
Like 1926.
Yeah.
But it was the only house in that area that you could actually do arbitrage because they did the short-term rentals.
Yeah.
All right, so right now we're gonna go to the house that we were literally this close. Remember how we were gonna sign the lease on that house?
I remember the house.
Bro, it was the old house that has like the crown in the front.
That was the realtor we took.
Yeah, that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was in the hood. Remember, like on the border of whatever.
You remember what's that?
Yeah,
I remember. Just gonna pick her up.
Yeah, I remember because I went straight down the block, and then it was like that modern building. I know if I go.
No way you remember.
And I have pictures.
I know it has an alley behind it.
Bro, I have pictures. Watch, sure.
Like the California houses that they have like a little alley.
Bro, it's crazy how quick I
crazy.
found it. That was the house. Bro.
Now looking at it, I don't think I would pay to stay there as an Airbnb person.
No, bro. But this is the only one that was available. Yeah. Look, who's that motherfucker right there? I have a video too. Yeah, like that. Yeah, the alley. Where is Look at the dates, bro. You can't even fake this, bro. 2019, bro. Trying to so like this was this right here. So I took.
We got a contract and then remember we paid to.
Yeah, we paid an attorney for some contract. Like that was the. Look at your boy right there, sneaking out of work, bro. That was the realtor. We almost took her home with that shit.
You used to be a little mechanic.
I tried. I mean, you were like, I would, for example, I used to get like these dirt bikes and these motorcycles, and what I would do is buy them blown up and me try and fix it and then sell it. I could never fix it, so he would come and fix it.
He would fix them, he would ride them, and then they'll break again.
Yeah, and then we would sell them just like that.
Yeah, we'll sell them.
And then the next, like, that would suck for the next
With
guy.
cars too. You remember the Mitsubishi, the Mirage?
The Mirage, that was a piece of shit.
That was a piece of shit.
But I bought it fucked up. I got it to run. Oh, he got it to run, and we sold it to the guy. The guy calls the next day. Yo, stop running. I'm like, brother, it's your problem now, bro. That has nothing to do with me, bro.
What else? The Raptor, the
Raptor. I had an ATV, a Raptor 700.
I remember, yeah, 700.
With a Gixxer 1000 engine in it. So it's like a street bike engine on an ATV. I had the TRX 400.
Yeah.
With the Gixxer 750 in it.
He loves all those weird projects.
Yeah, anything that's like not normal is my shit. And I don't know, it played out good. But we're gonna go to the Airbnb, sir.
Dale, brother.
Thank you very much. Keep
Dale.
killing it. We'll FaceTime you from the property.
Dale, Seba.
All right, so after I don't know how many years, we're back. Yo, it looks so much better since the last time I was here. Oh my god. So this is the house that I attempted to rent on Airbnb. That's exactly how it looked like before. Look at it now. All right, so as you guys can see, this is how the house looked like before. Seems like they remodeled it and made it look nice. So our goal with the Airbnb arbitrage, like the narrative was perfect, right? We would basically tell the landlord, it's like, hey, look, would you want to rent your property? Because he was just renting this, I think it was for like $7K a month or something. And then we would tell him, hey, look, would you want to rent us the property, $7K a month? We sign a 1-year lease and we just live on the property. And we're not forced to maintain the property. We're not forced to remodel it. We're not forced to basically keep it to the best condition that we have to, because we can live in here however we want. Or what if I told you that every single week I'm going to make sure that this property is on A+ shape. I'm going to make sure that not only is it maintained, but that I remodel it, because my goal is to rent it out to new people to come in every single week so that they can actually have a great experience, they leave a great review, and that means I make more money. So like the narrative was cool to present to a landlord, right? Like me, like I'm a landlord for a couple of my properties, and like if somebody would tell me that, it would make sense. But yeah, we got an attorney, he drafted up the contract, but then George and I started doing some math on like, all right, like you saw how bad this house was before. For us to make it look half of what it was, to like decently good enough for it to even get rented on Airbnb and get good ratings, it was gonna be a lot more money than we originally had thought to come out of pocket. So yeah, we never did it. But yeah, imagine, bro, like would have been a cool start. But yeah, we sadly did not do any Airbnb rental arbitrage. But this very, very same house is what then led me to understand, okay, I can't do real estate. I got to do the next thing. Let's go on to the next thing. All right, boys. And this right here is where it officially started. This right here, where I am standing right now, is where I had my first transaction with an IML marketer. How's it going, man? Yeah, I'm here to learn trading. Yeah, man, just come on in. We're gonna show you everything about trading and to meet other very cool and successful entrepreneurs. You're gonna be around the right people. All right, I just left Dunkin Donuts. I'm 19 years old, 20 years old. I need this. All right, let's go. So from here, I proceed to go inside of this auditorium, and then I get like my first orientation in the first IML, right? So it's iMarkets Live. I think it's IM now. But it's basically like a multi-level marketing business where they use trading as the driving force to market their multi-level marketing. And they never taught me anything about trading, but they just put me onto what trading is as a whole. And this exact same spot is where all that began. And I came to like 5 of these different auditorium meetings and speeches, and it's all the same thing. They're always just selling you on what trading is, but not on how it works. Like the opportunity that is inside of trading, it's all great, it's all fantastic, but make sure you bring your friend tomorrow to the next ceremony that we're going to be doing so we can get them on board and they get involved in trading. And then they come the next time and the next time, and they never teach you trading. It's just the same thing they repeat over and over again. But it did put me on to what trading currencies is, and then this is like where it all began on for me to actually learn how trading works. So let me actually show you guys what it looks like. What's going on?
You're real.
Huh?
You're real.
Of course I'm real, bro. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, man?
How's it going?
You look good, bro. I don't know who you are, but you look good. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm just another
He's
guy.
always on my IG, bro. He's always
Yeah?
on my
What you
IG.
do?
A little bit of everything.
But like, what you're doing right now?
Trade. So I when I actually got started in trading, I got recruited here to like the IML stuff. Yeah, they did like the events.
I like you here. You had Bugatti.
No homo, no homo.
You look like expensive. You look like expensive guy. You have Bugatti.
No, he's poor actually. Yeah.
He's poor?
Yeah, he's poor.
I don't believe that.
There might be like a class going on or some shit. Oh yeah, this is it. This is literally where they would host the events at night, because it would be open like this. And they would just walk in here and call this shit themselves, bro. They would just be like, yeah, this is my class. I'm fucking teaching something. And this right here would be full. I'm talking about full of people learning on the opportunity that trading is, but they never actually teach trading. So this is the first orientation thing that I went to. Let me show you the other spot where I actually have videos of me at work.
No, bro, the video, bro. I've been on that trading shit. I'm like, oh my god. I'm coming out of here. I'm like, por el pelo. I'm like, bro, I just saw this guy in the morning, bro. Hey, bro, but no, I like watching you, bro. You're an inspiration for sure.
Sure, bro. I appreciate it. Man.
All right, bro.
Good
seeing you, dog.
All right, good seeing you. Thank you.
Got it, bro.
So those doors over there are where all of the big events would be hosted, because you could set up to like 350 people in there, I think it is, or something. And we're gonna try and walk in now. There's not a class, but this is where I had a full circle moment, because what was it, like about a year and a half ago, after like I've already been like very successful in trading, right?
Probably like 2 years
Like
and a half.
maybe like 2.5 years ago. I was very successful in trading. I grew a big community, and I decided to, you know what? I want to help people and teach people in person completely for free. So I said, you know what? This day at this time, I'm going to be inside this auditorium. I'm going to be teaching people my strategy completely for free. Just pull up. That day, I think there was more than 2,000 people that pulled up that day for me to just teach them trading. We had a line that was formed here and ended all the way, like I'm talking about like at the next school pretty much. And we basically got kicked out. There was like a safety hazard, too many people, like nobody fit. And you know what it is, that going from being a student inside of this class for something that I knew absolutely nothing about, to then fast forward 4 years later, which is about 2 years ago, and I'm literally teaching people the same skill set that actually works. I don't know, I just had like a full circle moment. But yeah, this is where it all began. So the way I came across trading was in the other school that I showed you guys, Miami Dade College. I was at that outdoor cafeteria, sitting down there studying, and one of my friends came up to me and was like, hey, do you have any time to come to one of these trading events? They're gonna teach us trading. And I was like, you know what, fuck it, why not, let's do it. And then that's where we actually met here with him, and met this other guru that was gonna teach me trading, but he was just some IML guy. And that opened the doors to pretty much everything. So having a friend just come up to me and be like, hey, I've been seeing you, like you wanna learn how to do something else, and that opened up the doors for me to come here and understand this whole new world. So let me see if we could walk into the class. There's a full-blown class in there. And so I think I spent about 3 months coming here, meeting as many people as I could meet, and realizing that these networking events weren't going to teach me anything. So I spent 3 whole months essentially wasted, but it led me to understand that this multi-level marketing way is not the way. In order for me to actually become a profitable trader and understand the strategy, I need to learn trading. So I had to leave this school, and we're gonna go now to my mom's house, my parents' house, and I'm gonna show you where I actually sat down and learned trading, where I would be locked in a little closet in my mom's house for hours. I'm talking about 9, 10, 11 hours out of the day that I could be in there when I'm not working or going to school, where I actually learned trading. And it got me to the point where I was able to finally make my first profit, move out, and so on and so forth. So yeah, so basically down there is where they would host these massive webinars. I was inside of this class probably 3 times a week. Like, that was how passionate I was to learn what trading is and how it works. And every single time I thought that I would learn something new, that there's new way of trading, but I'm talking about at no point did they ever teach me trading, like at all. Like, imagine sitting in this and just hearing the same thing over and over again, and you're not learning anything new. They're just selling on the new people that you're bringing. And if you don't bring people, they almost get mad at you. And it took me quite some time to realize that, but that realization led me to finally go do this on my own. It's just crazy to be here. I don't want to interrupt the class. I'm going to be a gentleman, but I am a savage.
Motherfucking boy, bro. Oh my god. Yo, I always see this motherfucker flying down Kendall, bro.
Who am I? I'm just a guy. I worked at Dunkin Donuts, and yet there was a different way to life, and I'm just a guy that didn't fucking give up. That's who the fuck I am. And that's what I want you to know me as. Somebody that will never take no for an answer, somebody that will never fucking fail, and somebody that's gonna show up every single day no matter fucking what. That's who I am. So FIU, which is the Florida International University, is where it pretty much all got started, and I was introduced to what trading currency is and the very basics of it. But you know, I was really only there for like 2-3 months out of my whole entire journey, realizing that I was not going to learn how to actually have a profitable strategy with these people. So right now we're in my old neighborhood where I used to live at my parents' house, and this is where I literally spent tens of hours inside of a room locked in. It was just my mom's closet. We're gonna go to it right now, which they turned it into like a laundry or something now. It's been years, but this is where I literally learned trading for real. This is where I locked myself in a room. This is where I blew 30 different prop firm accounts. This is where I blew $28,000 of my own and my parents' money. This is where I myself never saw light at the end of the tunnel. This is where I was just with my head down working because I had no other choice. This is my mom's house and where I spent a lot of my time in. All right, so this is my mom's house. So this is where I spent 10 years of my life. So I was born in a different neighborhood in Miami. And then I grew up in this house right here for the majority of my life. I went to middle school in this house, high school, and then basically the 2 of the darkest years of my journey were inside of that room right there.
With the laundry?
Yeah, so this, yeah, and I refuse to step in here. I've come to my mom's house here 100 times for whenever I come see her. I don't come inside of this room, not happening. I spent so much of my time, and this used to be like a very small closet. There used to be like a window over there that I could like see outside, and they turned it now into like this closet thing or whatever. But yeah, I spent hundreds of hours inside of here. I never thought I would see the light of day. I never thought I was going to become profitable because like this was my office. This is my parents' room. This used to be my room. Now it's turned into like a little bit of a storage kind of thing. I'm sure these are probably like baby pictures of me, but we're not gonna get into that right now. But let me tell you something, this room has seen a lot of shit. This might be a small room. Like this might not seem like a big move, but bro, I made the most out of this shit, bro. This is where I took a lot of different types of trades. The type of trades that I took in this room and the amount of trades that have been executed in this room and the amount of times that window has been used should be studied on a fucking book. But I used to be from my room, I would walk over here and straight into the office. And the problem was that my parents would see me in there every single day because they would literally have to walk by there to get to the room. And since I am inside of here all day, every single day, they're like concerned if like what I'm doing is actually working or if it's not working. And you know, when you do something for 2 years and you have no results, you pretty much think that you're wasting your time. And I just kept lying to them. Like every single day, I would be up before they were at 6 in the morning. I was already in there. I would be there before they would go to sleep at 2, 3 in the morning. Like I was just always in this room figuring out trading, just looking at the charts and trying to make it make sense. And it got to the point where it made sense and everything clicked. This pool table has been here for as long as I can remember. That's why I'm pretty good at pool, because I've always had it at my parents' house. But yeah, I don't know. That room right there has seen a lot of my nights and early mornings. But inside of that room there, I remember losing about 50 different prop firm accounts. You know, I would buy 25K challenges, 50K challenges, 100K challenges, 200K challenges, blowing them in a week. I remember depositing $500, $700, 500, $300, blowing it. And it just turned into like this dark journey where it was just me. It was literally me. My parents would be here watching TV, or they would be in the little barbecue area that we have over there. And I'm just in there. And they would not have any fucking idea what I was doing. I would just tell them, trust me, this shit's gonna work out. Trust me, this shit's gonna work out. And I just didn't really know it was going to work out. I didn't know when. But I knew if I stayed at something long enough that it was going to work. And after 2 years of failing in the markets and just losing account after account, after blowing account after account, I finally stopped losing. And it was such a weird feeling, because imagine you're getting into a fight with somebody, or you're gonna go become a boxer, and for 2 whole years you're just getting punched in the face over and over and over and over again. And this is because you don't know how to dodge the punches, you don't know how to keep your distance. And after 2 years, you stop getting punched in the face. Right? So every single day for the last 2 years, you've been getting punched in the face. When you go a whole month without getting punched in the face, you feel very fucking weird. You almost feel like something's wrong. Well, that's exactly what happened to me. I was 2 whole entire years losing day after day after day, but I was learning something every single day. And then for a whole month, I did not lose, but I did not make anything. I was just kind of break even. Then the following month, I was around break even as well. And then on the 3rd and 4th month, I actually started to make a little bit of profit. And then in that same fucking room right there, like literally in this fucking, like people don't understand this shit. It's weird for me to explain this, but inside of this closet right here, my mom's closet, is where I made my first $300 in profit. In this very room right here. And the first thing that I ever bought was a pair of Vans. Those pairs of Vans I still have to this day. I wore them one time and I've never worn them ever again. I'm like superstitious about wearing them. You know why? Because my first $300 that I made in profit, I withdrew them. I then bought these pairs of Vans, I wore them, and guess what happened to the next day? I blew the account. So technically I didn't make fucking anything, but it did feel like I accomplished something. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to celebrate so early, so I can then fall into the same exact pattern that I just did right now. But after my first $300 in profit, I blew it, I went back in. The following month, in this fucking room, I made $28,000. I had a 100K account. I think I made 30-something percent, 20-something percent, I can't remember. And I got a 70-30 profit split. I made $28,000 in this fucking room. From that point forward, my life changed. I walked through this house like if I fucking owned this shit. When they were playing pool, because I would be in there studying, my dad would be here playing pool, would come with his friends drinking beer, and like I would have to close the door, put a shirt under so like the noise wouldn't distract me because his balls was banging everywhere. And from that point forward, I said, from now on, you guys only play pool when I say. And then things started to change a little bit in here, right? From that day forward that I made those $28,000, everything completely changed, because the month after that, I made, I think, an extra like $15,000. The month after that, I made like 40K. So in the span of 3 months, I went from losing 2 whole years, and then about 6 months break even, and then another 6 months where I made 6 figures. In those 6 months where I made those 6 figures, my life changed completely, because I personally thought that I was gonna lose it all. I never thought that I was going to maintain it. But it got to the point where it took me so long to actually get everything that I had at that point that I felt so confident. And then I made the bold decision. I was living in here in my parents' house, and outside in the driveway, I had an Audi R8 sitting outside the driveway and $500,000 in the bank account. And all of my friends from high school were making fun of me because, you know, I have some neighbors that are friends and like, you know, they're Like they saw the journey and they're like, bro, dude, like, why are you still living at your parents' house? You have all this money, go move out. Like, brother, I don't think you understand. I move out of my fucking house, like, it's forever. Like, I could never come back. And I needed to make sure the money that I was making was going to be forever. It just wasn't going to be short-lived or was going to be something quick. That's the problem with a lot of people nowadays, bro. They get money quick and they just spend it trying to live this certain lifestyle because you're seeing it on social media. Like, it's normal to be 18 years old with a Lamborghini, or normal to be straight out of high school and have a Ferrari. Like, bro, that shit is not normal. Like, I did not become anywhere near successful until I was 3 years in my craft and I was about 21. I became a millionaire at around 21, 22 years old. And I was still not confident to go out and live by myself and buy certain things. Like, I bought an Audi R8 because it was $20,000 down, $30,000 down. And my monthly payment was bullshit. It was like $3,000, $4,000. Like, I'm making like $20,000, $30,000 a month. It's a very small percentage of my income at that time. And when I decided to finally move out is when everything completely changed. I went from being a successful trader to just a completely different person. Like, my habits changed. I had more responsibilities. I actually had bills that were going to be due every single month, no matter what. Like, if I left a cup of water right here and I would leave the next day, it would still be there. That shit like shocked me. Because here in my house, 5 people lived in this house. You would leave something here. Like, these bananas would have probably been gone tomorrow. Like, somebody was gonna eat them or something. So, I don't know. But this is where basically all started for me, honestly. My mom's house. And yeah, I refused to walk in that fucking room. And I didn't grow up poor. Like, I grew up in a very nice household. Like, look at this. I think this is a very nice house for what I grew up in. Like, we have a pretty nice pool. We have a barbecue area over there. Like, I see people online that some people claim that they grew up or that they were raised with literally nothing. Like, I'm talking about straight out the mud, and then they got to the point where they are right now. I can't relate to that because I did not grow up like that. I grew up in a very healthy household. We're very average income. This is probably worth like $500-600K right now, maybe $700K. And I didn't grow up wealthy where I got something handed out to me or I got a check to go do something. Not at all. I grew up in a very normal household. At no point was I starving. At no point did I need nothing. But what I was starving and what I did need is for me to be the best version of myself. And I think that is, like, I can't relate to people that started from the mud, and I can't relate to people that got things handed out to them. I can relate to people that no matter what fucking position they're in or anywhere that they are in the world or their current situation, that they want to be the best version of myself. And that's what led me to the person that I am today. Like, bro, dude, this is not Bugatti rich. Like, bro, I had 2 Bugattis. I own a fucking plane, like, we did not grow up rich or anywhere near that type of wealth. But I definitely knew growing up here that this is not the worst and it's definitely not the best, and I wanted to go for the best. So yeah, it's just still weird to me that we're recording in my mom's house. But yeah, as soon as I became fucking rich in here, guess what I did? I fucking moved out to my first ever apartment, little penthouse in Doral. Let's go show you guys where I went from being Alex Gonzalez. This is where Alex Gonzalez was born and raised, to where the famous Alex G was born. So let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have just pulled up to my old hood when I officially made it, became a millionaire. This is the building where I became a millionaire. This is where I went from making, I don't know, like 20-30K a month to when I started making 120K a month. This is the building that's like, let's get up. I almost ripped off the door. So in 2021, bro, none of these houses were here. Like, all this was just grass. I remember. I lived on the last floor, so the penthouse. That was the version of the penthouse. On that column right there, where those chairs are all the way up there, I had basically both of those balconies there. This was the first building that I lived in. I think it was I think I was maybe paying like $7,000-8,000 a month. 2-bedroom apartment and 2 bathrooms. That was all I needed at the time, but this is where I went from becoming like minor responsibilities straight out of high school, still living with my parents, to officially living by myself. This is where I went from not only learning from the mistakes that I was doing in trading, but to actually like forcing myself to learn from those mistakes. Because when I'm living with my parents, I have minor expenses. I don't really have to learn and be the best version of myself. Getting out of my comfort zone, getting out of my parents' house, where I would live here by myself, is where like shit really scuffed me. Yo, I owned a goat. So I had a goat living in this apartment. I don't know if you know, but I would like walk it through this sidewalk right here. There's a dog park over there, and I would walk my goat in the dog park, bro. People would look at me like Trust me, it's very friendly. Just let it be.
I'm not gonna lie. I need to do your course with you. I'm
What's going on?
Nice to meet
How's
you.
it going?
You doing?
How's it going?
This is my
Alright,
girlfriend's dad, by the way.
Alright, so like I was saying, one day I was literally walking through here in the morning. I forgot what it was doing. I think I was going to the gym. There was a gym down the street. And as I'm walking through out here, I'm like, bro, let me just look up. And when I look up, my door, my sliding door is cracked open. I go, what the fuck? And then when I look again, my goat is on the balcony peeking through like those little pillars. And that's when I realized, holy shit, I have a fucking living responsibility. Like I remember another day that I literally had to go back upstairs and put it inside. I remember I wanted to eat a sandwich. I didn't have a toaster. I wanted to make coffee for like guests that came over. I didn't have a coffee maker. Like there's an abundance of like these small responsibilities and these small things that I wanted to do and I just didn't have because my whole entire life I lived in my parents' house. Like everything was kind of just set up and it was good. And I was forced to get out of my comfort zone when I came to live here. Like you guys can't even imagine. Like, there were so many other things that I didn't know were a thing. I was like 2 days without water because I had to pay my water bill. I didn't know how to pay my water bill, my light bill. Like, there was an abundance of responsibilities that I had to figure out and do it on my own because I wasn't gonna go call my dad to figure that shit out. He was, brother, you gotta go figure it out. So getting out of my comfort zone made me the person I am today. And now I'm obsessed with challenging myself and constantly getting out of my comfort zone to become a better version of myself. I remember living here by myself, right? So I was here 21, 22 years old and there's like a club down the street from here, famous Booby Trap. And I think I would be there every other night. I'd get home banged up, drunk. I would literally just, I was just trying to live like that lavish lifestyle that every 18, 20, 21 year old would want to live as soon as they start touching money. And I saw my income coming down. I saw my focus going down, my trades coming down. Like everything was just heading downhill because I was living the life, I was having fun, but I wasn't like learning, I wasn't growing, I wasn't forcing. And like what really changed the game for me and where I really decided to lock in is when I opened up a free community. So I would teach people how to trade for free. Like I would literally just live trade, teach people. And I would have to stop going out because I would either wake up late and miss some trades, or I would just be hungover and I wouldn't want to live trade in front of people. So I stopped going out. I'm like, you know what? I have people that I are asking me to help them, and like it feels good to help people out. So I stopped going out and I stopped, getting drunk and doing, smoking weed, doing all this stuff because like I literally had a community of people that were depending on me, and that forced me to lock in. That forced me to just become a better version of myself, to set an example for other people. And that's where I did this in this building right here. I don't know if that's an old neighbor that leveled up, but shout out to that guy. But yeah, I don't know, it's kind of cool. This building definitely saw the most amount of growth, like percentage wise, like from the person that I came into here to the person that I left this building. This building was actually the first building where I bought technically my first supercar, because according to some people, the Audi R8 is not a supercar, it's some car enthusiasts. So I bought my actual first supercar here. I had my first McLaren 570S and I had my first Lamborghini Huracan in this building, right? What other car did I have? Oh, and I had an old Rolls-Royce Ghost. But yeah, it was a 2010 Rolls-Royce Ghost. I think I paid like 120 grand or some shit. So you see where the balcony is? The window next to the balcony, that was my office. And I remember just sitting down there, and you can pop up all these clips of me walking to go, me sitting in the office. Like I literally remember having my monitor be in front of that window. And I would just literally see it go from daytime to afternoon to the nighttime, and I'm just there locked in front of my computer. Like when I started really doubling down on that and just doing that over the course, I was here almost for like a year and a half, almost 2 years. When I did that for 6 months consistently, like my income, my trading, everything did a 180-degree turn, because just locking it up, bro, it's just, I can't even explain the importance. And people always ask what happened to the goat, because just one day I stopped posting the goat completely. Yeah, that poor thing splatted. So I left it outside one day and I forgot to put the little railing around it, and it just jumped out and it landed right down there and it fucking died. That shit was bad, bro. Totally kidding. It almost did though. One day I left the balcony door open again. I just forget, and he was just poking half of his body out through the balcony, just looking like this. So he was just like standing halfway through the balcony out, like if that motherfucker would have just done this one time, done deal. After I decided to just give him away, because it was just a mission. Fast forward now, I have a dog, a cat, 25 chickens, horse, and all that running around, all that storytelling leads us to where I am right now. Pretty much summing everything up to my home. This is where I live right now. So you guys saw where I first moved out at, where I became a millionaire. You guys saw my parents' house, and now I live here on this $4 million house. I have my own basketball court, my own gym, sauna, outdoor office. I have my 7-bedroom house over here. Kind of crazy how like I grew up well, right? Like I did not grow up bad, but how I just took it to the next level. And you know, I've achieved so much shit in this journey of me becoming an entrepreneur, a trader, whatever you want to call it. Like I've done so much shit that I forget. And if it wasn't for some of like my videos, if it wasn't for content that I do, I would literally forget. I forget sometimes that I streaked the Super Bowl. I forget sometimes that I own 2 Bugattis, but technically not really, because I still own one even though it's been crashed for like 6 months. I forgot I own a jet. Like we do so much shit, and it's become so normal in the last couple of months because we're always striving to just be the best version of ourselves, that we're just enjoying the journey. Like we're having so much fun living life and just living in the moment that sometimes we forget even like what all of this was meant for.
You gave away a Lambo. You remember that,
I
right?
gave away a Lambo. Yo, that's right. I gave away. I've been robbed like 4 times. What else?
Went to the favelas with Steve.
We went to the favelas with Steve. That one I do remember because bro, we fucking almost died.
We did 2 meet and greets in Madrid.
We did do that.
We did a meet and greet in Africa.
I know that. What else did I do?
We did 2 meet and greets in London also.
Oh, in London, yeah. Did in Colombia. A lot of things I forgot what happened in Colombia. We'll never talk about that, but oh, bro, I helped this random stranger turn $1,000 into 100,000. David.
That was like the other day.
Yeah, but I forgot about that. I just remember because of the screen. So he broke the screen. The whole point of this video, of you guys understanding my story, so you guys understand where I was when I started and how I started just as a regular person, how I stumbled across trading, which was almost on accident because I was just trying to figure out ways how to make money online. And when I stumbled across, it wasn't entirely true. Like I was not being taught truthfully the information to become a successful trader. And I figured out that's what I wanted to do. And I just decided to just stick to it. I decided, you know what, I'm gonna make something out of this. I was too deeply involved that I really had no other choice. Like after losing for almost 2 whole entire years, I wasn't gonna go start from scratch and go do something else. So I was just committed to the game. I ended up falling in love with the game, and it didn't feel like work anymore. It just felt like another day in my life. Like I always knew I was going to be big. I always knew I was going to be successful. I always knew I was not meant to be a regular person. But I didn't know this fucking fast I was gonna become so fucking rich. And all I can say is that coming from Dunkin Donuts, coming from a regular household, coming from a happy family, normal family, if I can do it, so can you. And I didn't have any cheat code. I didn't have any shortcut. I didn't have any hack. The only thing that I had was a mindset that was never going to let me down and was going to prove other people that didn't believe in me who I was and the best version of myself. And you do that for long enough and you show up for long enough and you end up in a position where the fuck I am now. You guys seeing this video right now, I just kind of walked you guys through my whole entire journey. You guys didn't really understand. Like I was 2 months where I didn't leave my apartment. I was just locked in there. I would just Uber Eats all my food. I was in there by myself, just trying to figure shit out, how to scale, how to build a community. I was doing everything by myself. Now I'm kind of just showing you the highlights of everything and just putting to the side all the dark times and all those dark journeys and those dark moments. Like I'm not saying that that's not going to happen to you or those are inevitable. Those are part of the game and those are what make everything worth it. And those are the moments that actually lead you to understand what you have to do to succeed. And I remember making my first $100,000 trading. I remember making my first $1 million trading. And when I would get to that point, it would never feel like enough. And it's not because I'm not content, right? Like I'm very happy with my life. I'm very happy with what I've achieved and who I am and what I've done. But there's just so much more out there to life that if I'm able to do it and as soon as I get it done, I look back at who I was and I'm like, bro, I was just a regular fucking kid working at Dunkin Donuts. Now I'm making millions of dollars on the internet this fast. And that just literally opens up my mindset. If I can do 1, I can do 2, I can do 3, I can do 5 million. And that is my message that I want to send out to you guys. Yes, the journey might have seemed fun or it might have seemed quick, but it definitely wasn't quick. It definitely wasn't fun, but it is definitely worth it at the end of the day because you show up every single day and you do something that you genuinely love. And I will say this, I did not genuinely love trading at the beginning, but once I started actually understanding it and I started perfecting my craft, I fell in love with it. And it no longer was work. It was just showing up, to do what I love. Now it's just becoming my second nature. I just can't live without it. Like you can't live without eating or drinking water or eating food. Same exact thing. I can't live without looking at the markets. It's just part of my routine. It is who I am. I feel weird if I don't have it involved in my life. And you got to figure out a skill set where you connect with it just like that. So it's not work. So when you're struggling, when you're failing, when you're losing, you don't think about it. You don't think about the monetary value to those losses. You just see it as part of the game. You charge it to the game. That's the message that I want to send across, and I think what really got me to this point that I am now. Just doing it because I actually genuinely liked it. And at this point in my life, I feel like I've achieved a lot of shit. I think I've generally done a lot. Like I look back and I'm like, dude, how the fuck did you even do all this shit so fast? I'm 25 years old now. I've made a lot of money. I've done a lot of crazy cool stuff. But the point where I am now in my life is I want to be the best in my industry. I want to be the best possible trader. And the only way to do that is by doing it, in my opinion, with the largest sums of money. So right now I'm currently getting licensed. I'm getting my Series 3, 33 and 34. So I can open up a fund and just manage a bunch of money. I have so many rich friends that want to throw me money all the time. And I'm going to be getting my license now so I can trade multiple funds. I'm going to be opening up a trading floor very soon here in Miami. We're going to be traveling to Dubai this weekend, actually, precisely to just start kind of dabbling in the market over there. But bro, I have some nasty traders in my community that have learned my strategy and I've scaled it over time, and they're going to be part of my fund. My goal is to make anywhere from 5 to 6% a month for investors, and I'm going to do everything the right way. I'm going to get licensed, you know, taking 1 to 2 trades a week. That's kind of where my projection, my plan is going to, and just fucking live it up, honestly. Like we want to travel the world, bro. We're going to travel now. Like we traveled a lot 2 years ago when we started getting money, and we locked in to get more money, and now we're just good, and we're just going to go travel pretty much everywhere, give back more. I can't buy any more supercars. I can't buy any more cool shit. Like I've already bought everything as materialistic as it gets, but I do want to go buy cool experiences and cool moments that money to a certain extent can't even buy. You just have to kind of be there and make it happen. And I think that's where my next phase and my next fund is going to be. So I'm excited. But if there's one message that I can say to you guys, you know, just to close this video out, is that it's not too late to start. Just because I started on this journey when I was 18, fresh out of high school, and I happened to have supportive, you know, a family, and I was in a very good household, doesn't mean that I have an advantage over you. Doesn't mean that I have something that you need for you to get to where I am right now. I know people in much worse situations that I am and have been able to get out of that and be bigger than what I am. So don't ever use your current situations as an excuse to get where you want to be. You're in that situation for a reason. You were put there for a reason, and that's to challenge you to get out of that actual position that you're in. And if you weren't strong enough to get out of there, you would have never been put in that position. And maybe you put yourself in that position. You did some dumb decisions that got you there, and that's totally fine. I have done that as well, but I have made up for it, and I get myself out of those positions. So it's never too late to start in whatever it is that you want to do. But what I will tell you is that it does take relentless work and not giving a fuck about what anybody says, and showing up every single fucking day, even when things get tough. So with that being said, see you boys in the next video. Hit that subscribe button. Let's go to Dubai.
Let your girl won't hold you. I told you I need you like now. I need you to pull up, get me face right now. I'm out in the city.